What do you find when you look inside, as if to find the center of your being, the center where thoughts arise, actions are initiated or received? This kind of meditation, just sitting in front of a wall or outside on a park bench, and really doing nothing, nothing with your mind, nothing with your body. You can do one thing that would help you immensely in all areas of your life. If you just sat down and sink your attention on the inside of your body, sit there doing nothing. Koans are kind of hard to do unless you gradually learn how to do them. So there is a teaching or a meditation that is incredibly valuable, but can take some years before you perfect this meditation, this mind state. And when you close your eyes facing the wall and you go within, for me, everything stops, no thinking. I have a lot of energies running around my body, which is quite pleasurable, but also very distracting. But it's this way, it's one of the best ways to practice meditation. From my own experience, I know you'll get lots of different suggestions as to how to do meditation from various teachers by reading their books or going to a talk. But for me, the most powerful way is just sit like this, eyes half open, and quietly try to drop your attention from your head into your gut. When I first began practicing that meditation, I had these sensations come up. So that when my mind dropped into my belly, so to speak, it was done in an instant with a great deal of power. But you can sit like this for 4 or 5 hours a day if you're in a monastery. And did sort of minimal work. Where you become like a blowtorch of energy. This too is a distraction. It leads to very pleasurable states of samadhi. And of feeling the energy is all bundled up, twirling and twisting inside your body. But the body is like one huge sexual organ. It's stimulated by these ideas that spit off in your mind. You feel fantastic. You feel as large as your neighborhood, maybe more. It's quite an experience too when you've practiced meditation for a long while. And then you start practicing with a group. There's a substantially different feeling. And it's so easy to go deeper with another attendee present than by yourself because you'll get distracted less. So you get very quiet and you go very deep inside. Maybe you even leave consciousness of your body for a while, but you'll come back. Now, I wanted to know, since people rarely talk to me about what's going on with them, if anybody has any questions about practice or anything else. Good. Just hang around in the depths of your own beingness for a long while. That's not how they meditate in a monastery, though. It's many rather shorter periods of 20 or 25 minutes, followed by kinhin, walking around the zendo silently with your hands folded together. Don't ask questions unless the question is bothering you. Instead, just be as open as possible to your own experiences while approaching meditation and leaving meditation and while in meditation. Watch how your meditation changes over the days and weeks. You'll be very pleasantly surprised when you find your way, your attention, all the way down to the beingness level. Where the mind and body are very quiet. And your mind is everywhere. Your setting will be very powerful. You may disappear into samadhi. Or you may feel your consciousness drop out of your head into your stomach and chest area. That's what consciousness does with me. When I start meditating, there's nothing. And then the energies come. The energies race through my body, but my body is still. These energies have a lot of energy. It's a good thing you're in a sitting location at satsang. When meditation grabs you like that and takes you far away down inside, the feeling of power is incredible. That phases when you first start meditating. You're still doing nothing except watching. You could practice the koan I started with. Who am I? Or you can just be silent and sit in silence, your own silence, which will be shining like a jewel in deep meditation. Your body will feel like a stone statue, a dozen feet tall, with immense energy inside of you. This state passes on too, and you go deeper. Mostly what you see in your mind's eye is darkness or light without any objects. You have to excuse me. I have a rash. I don't know where it came from or how it came, but 2 doctors have prescribed creams. But right now, both arms are itching as well as my ass. It's really hard to concentrate on what I want to tell you when I'm so distracted by such a thing as an itch. Now, this state that you will get into will change a lot over the first 10 months or so meditating. What experiences you have, how intense they will be, etc. I can't see anything that would nullify that benefit. Right now, I feel I'm this powerful. It's one of those early 1930s super automobiles resting in my own glory. My mind is still. But there are 2 things I see: a sense of presence, that I'm here, I exist, and feeling inside of my body from the inside. This is what I love about meditation. You don't meditate to get away from things. You meditate in order to swallow them whole. Right now, I feel very itchy on my chest and both arms. I'd love to be able to give this to you and take it away from me. But I won't ask. What I do now, given this situation, is to go about 30% as deep as I feel I can go while settling myself inside. And with that, I feel very solid in my sitting. No need to move. And I feel like I'm twice my normal size because of the power I feel throughout my body. If I go deeper, all these things stop. and I just disappear. And I can reappear in any number of ways. But one of the funnest things to do after you learn how to sit and meditate is just to do it in various places, like outside on the porch or in the backyard, or sitting in a city bus. Where your mind is going to be disturbed by thoughts like, how close is my departure stop? Just being alive inside yourself without a mind into this wonderful emptiness that's filled with undulating electricity and bliss. It's a wonderful thing to be able to do at the drop of a hat. You sit in yourself in your own body. You feel the presence of your body and how it feels, the arms, the shoulders, the back, where the itching is not. And then that goes away. And you may be left with just the visibility of your screen in front of you. All else has disappeared from your attention. Then you disappear completely. And then you come to a little bit later. Now you're sitting with power. Feeling those currents within, some moving slowly, some more quickly. In me, the energies often run up my spine, but mostly I feel the energy moving upward throughout my body, but especially my back muscles. So I concentrate on relaxing my back muscles. And I disappear again. Because when I concentrate on the body, my body, it expands and gets more powerful. It's a nice feeling, but it has absolutely nothing to do with self-realization, except more or less to give you a little bit of pleasure on what could be a very long, boring journey. You know, when I got into spirituality, I had read very few books. and was really elated by learning how to feel my own sense of presence or existence. And then later on, learning to become the standing waves of happiness inside your body, where you may be grinning because you feel so happy. Doesn't anybody have any real questions now? I take you to the ball game, but you don't want to play. Who are you? Why are you coming here? What do you feel here? Do you know emptiness? Emptiness where words and thoughts disappear, leaving one just awash in internal tactile sensations from feeling your body and hearing sound outside or speech. Practicing this sort of meditation gives you the benefit of feeling as strong as many strong men all at once inside your body. And at their core is a beating heart. Emptiness. The emptiness appears to be like looking at a light fog and seeing things at a distance this way. But over the years, you'll fall back on meditation more and more. Because when you really learn how to do it, your level of consciousness will drop into your body within half a minute or a minute. And then you'll be in a different place for the remainder of the meditation. It's as if you actually went out and got a cab that took you elsewhere. And when the clacker sounds to end the sitting, you're almost shocked back into your body because you were so peaceful. And then that clack really got your attention. Hang around spiritual people if you get a chance. Take a look and see in your city or nearby city any organization that promotes meditation. And make the list. Figure out what else they do in their meetings or sessions. And pick the one that does the least. Just be aware of your own self through and through, from your bottom self to your top self, from your outward appearance to your inward existence. Here we're dealing with incredible topics that inflame the energies or can cause confusion or fear. But if you are meditating and you drop down inside, it's not like you're a single person anymore, nor is it like being part of a collective. It's just that all descriptions fail to even begin to present what you feel, what you experience in this kind of situation. And it changes over the years, depending on what you believe in or kind of job you do. Hopefully, the habit of meditation will stick in you, because it's always a good adjunct to reading a spiritual book. I'd like to have someone ask me a question. Be brave and do it for everybody. You know, lots of people out there have questions when they're not in here. When they're in here, they just go off into a la la land.
Okay, AJ, I'll ask a question. It's one I think I've asked before. It's not on behalf of myself. It's on behalf of some others. Okay, so if one is able to go deep into beingness for periods of time, and then, as you say, within 15 minutes or a few minutes of ending meditation, one goes back to one's previous and usual prior, one's ego self. Are there any tips on how to stop the going back and forth, on how to have it prolonged more when one ends the meditation?
This is an area where intention doesn't mean much. When you sit in meditation and begin disappearing, anything you do to try to understand or to do something different in the process of meditation meets with a lot of resistance. But it's just to be able to be as quiet as you can be and feel your alive awareness of everything throughout your personal universe is an extraordinary thing to feel, especially as often as you meditate. You will slowly get happier and happier, and you'll become less and less busy. I know in spirituality, there are times that you go through which are highly energetic. Such as many of the states that come at various stages of doing a meditation. But none of them are dangerous. But don't press too hard. Keep the level of your awareness focused on your body and sort of turning around and backing into your body. So it puts on the cloak of the body. And then no more mind. It's just silence. But the silence is so brilliant. If you could, you'd smile from ear to ear. But usually you're so far into meditation, it doesn't occur to you to do anything like that. But your experience of going into deep states is one limb of a deep spiritual practice. Or another limb would be to seek truth about what you are. This is the kind of Zen koan way of doing things, using the mind and exploring inside you, for example, how the various states that you feel in meditation feel in the present. You can recreate them just by memorizing or remembering what they feel like, and you can copy that and reproduce it while you're sitting and awake. It gives you a lot of control over the focus of your mind. And I assume that for most people, meditation would be a great health benefit. Because you get to know your body very intimately and can tell when something's going wrong and fix it way before you normally would if you hadn't been a meditator. Now, if instead of looking for enlightenment, you just want happiness, the techniques are more or less the same. Well, you'll begin to make unconscious or unworded descriptions of your states in a way that you could communicate them to others, even by touching. I never did any of that, but a lot of people have. Just be still and know you are God. That's such a true form of meditation, turning your attention backwards onto yourself till you go deeper and deeper. And you find out how solid you are. Maybe you pinch yourself, or maybe you just sit and wait. However, most of the time, your sitting will be with so much happiness and energy. You feel almost stuck where you are into a field of bliss and happiness. It's very interesting to feel my body with so much itching. My arms, my legs, my butt. And try to sit still and find your inner light instead of what's happening outside. But it's interesting experiments that you can do all the time with your mind and your attention. Your world drops away from being the physical embodiment that your body is in to one of more silence and quiet. Okay, any questions?
Hey, do you have another question? Again, not for me, but from what I hear. Is it possible to be too passive on the spiritual path?
You can feel that way, but what I found is the complexity of life seems to fall away. And there's not too much you can do to create that big change you would feel from going from an anxious state to calm depths of your own beingness. I'd say there's no chance of that. There's no chance. Ask the question again.
Is it possible for one to be on the spiritual path and be too passive about it?
No,
Okay.
because I like being passive. After a life of being very outward oriented with a lot of athletics, weightlifting, traveling, trying different things, the very excited mind. It's one way to cool that intense fire of anxiety. I don't think, in another way, of practicing any kind of meditation, not much different from what I do, could in any way make you too passive. uh, for life, whatever that means. I think, if anything, the meditation induces increased calmness, which is beneficial both for your experience of your life in a more rested, open state, and having the transformations that such energy transfers can create. When I was with Muktananda, it was very common to see people that started to do a walking meditation. There, it wasn't like with Zen where it was 5 minutes on and 30, that kind of thing. It was, they got up as part of a dancing supta kind of experience. And what happens is you become happy. Your body's moving without pain. Your mind is not moving. You're sitting in yourself. You feel the body intimately, but it's not you. You know it's not you. But you can feel it, like you're wearing it, your body. And you're happy. But it's so hard to say anything because in your practice life and in your understanding, everything will always be changing. It takes a long time to settle down and get the focus necessary for deep diving into yourself or practicing deep meditation at all. No, can't imagine any way one can get into trouble, except, for example, some sort of psychic symptoms they may have developed that are on an unconscious level that are more difficult to deal with, but I think that's extremely rare. Does anybody have any problems with their body or their life or their meditation that you want to share so I can laugh at you? Make you feel 2 inches tall? Oh, come on, risk it. Ask a fucking question, will you? I can tell you, after 40 years, going on 50 years of practicing meditation, I can tell you, it's a great relief to get away from the busyness of my own mind. I had a very busy mind, and doing almost anything that would slow it down or make it stop was desirable because of the release and relaxation that comes with leaving all that disturbance behind. But I can say, no, I won't say that. It's a joke that might go bad. Jay, how are you feeling?
I feel exquisite. I feel blessed to be here. I was trying to think of a question, but I just I allowed the pure amness of the moment just to let me fall back into it, and I didn't seem to need to solve anything. It just, the perfection of it just took me over. It took me over for portions of the satsang where I was aware of your words, but I wasn't aware of me. I was somewhere else. I try to think of your shower experience, and when you realized that there was no ego, and you realized that you were the self of all. And I wonder if is that your awareness in every moment, in a sense? I mean, Robert said he said he had to comport himself in the relative world or the mundane world simply just for, in order to interact. I mean, his awareness was so complete. And I know, I think that again, the absolute grace of where I am when I just simply say nothing to do and nowhere to go and just let it go. I mean, I don't want to overwhelm it with words because, again, the perfection of it is just, it just takes me to a place of grace, and I love that, and I love where I love God manifest the exquisiteness of my manifestation in God's love and God's grace, and how you are a conduit for that, and it's just exquisite. So yes, I feel bliss. I just absolute deep bliss and grace, and it allows me to live in the mundane world. And every so often at our age, more things are taken away, but that's a joy. I can let go of those now. It's not like a loss. It's like,
Of freeing, yes.
yeah, it's just totally like not quite Robert Adams' freedom when he, at the end of when all he said was it is exquisite freedom, freedom, freedom. But yes, there's something exquisite about letting go. So yes, I feel bliss.
Good. Does that translate into happiness in your everyday life?
It does. It does. I've been angry. I mean, I don't have any reason to be angry. I've had circumstances in my life, health-wise and so on. But yeah, I just put it down. I don't the it's like I can't carry that baggage around because it makes no sense. The perfection of whole mind is to simply let it go. And I live in that perfection, and I try to, and that absolutely is grace. And yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I'm fucking happy, I mean, I really am. And it's a joy.
Thank you. Well done. Well said. Exquisitely said. You like that word, don't you?
I don't use it often, but I mean, as I said, when you have with two no, I almost don't want to go there, but two people our age, it's just what do you get with, like, two older Sangha's, I guess the expression would be golden wind. But again,
Flat tires.
Hmm?
Flat tires.
Yeah, that's a better explanation of it. I mean, yeah, just
Let the gas out.
let the, let the gas out. I think I just did. Not, not that way.
Just keep going. You're doing well. You're doing well.
I can't get here fast enough, and my takeaway is bliss, so it's perfection.
Yeah, don't let perfection ruin your practice.
Understood.
Do your practice, whether it's good or bad,
Uh,
every day at the same time, because
Understood.
then it becomes automatic in you.
Mhm.
You can actually feel it coming on even before you sit down because you know exactly what's going to happen and the sequence. It's all familiar to you.
I try to make everything a meditation: walking, talking, sitting, eating, um, and that's absolutely true. I I don't look for a perfection in it or perfection in it. Its isness is its grace. So that's 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 the joy of it and the bliss.
Hi, AG. It's me, Egemen,
Yes.
and I feel very confused. I mean, as you say, everything changes all the time. And as soon as I start believing in something, then I lose my belief,
You lose
and
what?
it's belief. I mean, believing in something.
Okay.
And in spirituality, everybody says something else. Someone says something, and then later he says something else. Some say there is God, some say there is no God. And I can't find any value in all those things. And I say to myself, okay, I will try to be silent, and I won't read books. I won't talk to people.
And what's the question?
Then I feel like desperate and confused.
You feel what?
Desperate and confused.
Okay. Describe it more. It's what sitting is like for you. Where's the energy? Where's the tension? Where's the
You mean
darkness? Where's the fear?
during meditation?
Yeah.
During meditation, it's like becoming empty, but at the same time, there is some sorrow in it. Sorrow, lifeless, like being lifeless.
Mhm.
But the problem is not during the meditation, during the daily life.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 2 kids, 2 sons, and I am trying to show them some way. I'm trying to adapt them to the society, to daily life, which I don't believe in. And they are going to school, and as you say, they are being conditioned. And I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I don't have a way out of this system. So
Have your way out of what situation? What's the part that hurts or is causing problems? Is it a feeling of
I'm
desperation? Is it anxiety?
yes, both. Yeah,
Is it fear?
desperation, both, everything. Yeah, every all of them.
So your mind is very busy.
Yes,
Your body's
and my
busy.
mind, gets very busy. Yes.
Well, you have a tough road ahead. This is one that's, I mean, you can pray, and that helps a lot of people. Pray to Muktananda or any other teacher that you know. It's just speak to them from your heart and see if they help you. But the other thing is, just pay this no heed. Whatever your mind does and your body does, that's okay. Let it do it. But you go back to the subject of your meditation, whatever it was, before something drove you out, in order to confront the feelings inside of you that you're not dealing with consciously. Just continue as you're doing as much as possible. Don't do much else. Just try to be as quiet as you can be without being too quiet, because that'll make you anxious too if things get too quiet all of a sudden.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I want to try leaving you while you're in this state of meditation. And just stay there as long as you can and see if there's any value in doing it after satsang. So take care. I love you all. See you next Sunday. Bye.